Hey everyone, I'm Kath McIntyre. I'm a video strategist who works with service-based entrepreneurs to help them come up with a personal brand video, if you think like a movie trailer for your business. And I also help launch your signature program or your challenges using a video sequence. And I am here today with the amazing Amanda Ewin. Hey, Amanda.
Hello.
Amanda is a lifestyle coach who helps high achieving women bounce out of bed and shift from feeling meh to magnificent using a blend of hot science and cool spirituality. I love that. It's such a clever kind of pitch about what you do, but can you tell me a bit more exactly what you do?
So I didn't just wake up one morning and come up with that pitch. It took quite some time to work out. I knew what I did, but I wasn't sure how to articulate that. So getting that together to what the other person saw as they had their problem, what their problem was the toughest thing. I think that's the toughest thing about being in business and being an entrepreneur and being a coach is, what do they think their problem is? Because I know how to solve it, but how can I speak to them? So I see myself as the person that has that helicopter view of their life and can just give it perspective around why are they feeling meh and how can they start to feel better without making major changes in their life. Because often it'll be thinking, I've got to move house, I've got to chuck the job in, I've got to shift my business completely, change my niche, do whatever it takes to feel better because I should be feeling happy. I've got everything on paper, but I'm not. And that sort of that frustration of I just don't know what to do next. So I come in and aim to help relook at things and get clarity and confidence.
And what, with the women that you work with, what do you think are some of the common problems, issues that they have that you can help them with?
A lot of it is very similar to what happened to me. So living what I call, and I've heard termed, a secondhand life, where you're just living this life that you thought you should be living, that you needed to do the things you needed to do to be successful and happy, just based on some idea you concocted in your head or the role modeling that you had, and helping them realize that they actually have a choice. And you don't necessarily realize that you do, and you don't realize that you're doing the things you're doing on repeat. And just, that's just how I thought I needed to do it. I thought I needed to show up and volunteer for everything and spare every second of my waking hour being busy and doing things for other people. And they forget what they love to do. Sometimes I say, what brings you joy? What do you love doing? What could you do in 10 minutes that brings you joy? And they don't even remember.
I
And
can
so just, yeah.
I can totally relate to that. Totally. You forget what brings you joy. And I always try to, it's so easy to just get in the churn of life and just forget to have some fun. And, there's so much to always do. I try to kind of think back to that 7-year-old little girl that I was and what I liked to do and what was fun for me. But, I need reminders to do it. I don't do it all the time.
Yeah, but then so it's having incidental fun. So it might be like walking on the curb when you're going for a walk, or finding a little wall and walking along that, or hugging a tree, or just tiny little things that don't actually require any more time, because usually my clients are so time poor that they're really struggling. And yeah, have forgotten what that little girl wants, and just so busy making sure everyone else is happy.
Yeah, it's something we do, isn't it? So what's your kind of signature framework? What do you kind of like to work with women, and how long do you like to work with women?
So my signature program is 90 days with my one-on-one clients, and also in my group program as well. The group program's called the Flourish Method, and the signature program is the Flourish Method. So how to get from meh to magnificent, or languishing to flourishing. And it starts with really looking at and revisiting what your values are, like your values, not someone else's or the ones that you thought you should have, and diving into how to use them in everyday life, and getting clear on your vision as well. Like, what do you want? Because often we get to this stage in our lives, whether we're 35, 45, 55. I've got a couple of people in their 60s in my programs, and they think that they're just failures because they should have way more than they have, or they should be happy with what they have because they've got it all on paper. And so really looking at what the vision is from now. Like, you can't change where you are, but you can change where you're going. And so just getting clear on what that vision might be, and using the spiritual side as well, because science, I have a science degree, and science did not solve all of my problems. It didn't solve all of my clients' problems either. And so there had to be a different way. So integrating some of the spirituality not only helps get to the bottom of things in a more in a quicker way, it's also fun. And adding more fun and play into the process is a huge part of it. Science with habits and things is certainly absolutely essential, working out our limiting beliefs and using what's our subconscious doing. But then how can we have some fun and woo and do full moon rituals and new moon rituals and call in incredible things and get in touch with the universe or whatever you think higher power is as well, to get you that clarity and confidence, and doing more of the things you love.
So it's more a blend of like head and heart, if you like. The head's the science part of it, and your heart's the spirituality or the woo part of it.
That's it. And that's given me goosebumps. Yes, getting them connected, because so often our body will be screaming at us, and whether that's the heart or just our body in a physical way might be having pain or just crying when we don't want to be crying. And especially as we go through hormonal changes later in life too. And then we get stuck in our head and all of these horrible negative thought processes and the stories we tell ourselves that are just not helpful at all, that you would never say to anybody else. And so just getting back in alignment and learning to use your intuition more, and learning to accept the answers that come from within, and not get stuck in your head all the time with all the bloody shoulds and the list goes on.
That's little inner critic, isn't it? It's a nasty little thing sometimes. So I want this experts interview series to really help other women who have either online businesses or are entrepreneurs, to help us all talk about and discover how we can build communities, because when we can build communities, then we can help as many women as we really want to, because that's why we do what we do. We want to help as many people as we can. So in building your community, what have you done? What's kind of worked for you?
Video has been the game changer, and you haven't paid me to say that. That absolutely, because people get to hear you and see you, and it's not just words on a piece of paper. And words on a piece of paper absolutely work as well, but in the video they get to see you. They get to see you, like for me, they get to see me in the morning at the beach with bags under my eyes and no makeup on, and they get to feel my energy, and we're all interconnected, and that connection is so important. And my tribe that need to hear from me are going to connect with that, and they're not going to see that as much as they might on paper, and really hear what I have to say and understand. It is definitely that next level of connection.
Couldn't agree more. But I think I think what it does is there is something about us, like we like to see somebody and hear from them. And it's that kind of one-on-one connection that really makes a difference. And so recently you launched your program, and prior to that, a 5-day challenge. What did you do? What worked, and what was hard?
Well, showing up on video is hard. I can be in the beginning. The more you practice it, obviously, it's like anything, like bouncing out of bed and going for a swim in the morning in the ocean is hard, and especially through winter, until you just do it every day and it becomes what you do. So I think with my challenge, the best thing, and the way I got almost 100 people into my first challenge with just a week of pre-launch, was the video was a game changer. So having an actual plan and having 5 videos with 5 different topics and purposes that an expert helped me do was absolutely instrumental in being able to speak to the people that went, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need, and keeping them super short as well. If I had done them on my own, I would have just been waffling on, and they probably would have been 5-10 minutes. If I jumped on a live, that's what would have happened. Whereas with guidance, I had the understanding that I just needed to get it across in a really short time, like a minute. And that was amazing to do. And it was challenging because I like to talk, but I also have a short attention span. So I don't like to listen to people going on for ages either. I just want to know straight away, is this for me or not? And so I feel like I really called in the right people, and I could not have done that without video. I'm absolutely guaranteed that would not have happened if it wasn't for those videos that I did. And they gave me the confidence. They gave me so much more confidence in who I was talking to, what I was saying, and what I was going to share, because it wasn't hugely clear on that. I knew I was going to do a 5-day challenge. So by doing the videos myself, it not only connected me with the right people, it connected me more with myself and what I was doing too. So.
And what, when we were kind of working together, what was your mindset at the beginning, before the launch, and then after? How had you changed? Confidence you've talked about. What else?
Just so much more clarity around the story, how to tell story, how to get your point across, how to keep it really succinct, how to create a video that sparks a conversation, how to use your introduction, how to introduce yourself, how to share the topics of what you're going to be talking about, and how to, the confidence was one thing, but then how to do that, how to draw story in, how to make it conversational so that people comment as well, and how to get it shared, and also about how to show up with the how you actually look on the screen, and how to use notes and bullet points, and how to be really succinct around the actual content creation as well, and how to do that was really super helpful.
So you used video across your Facebook, your Instagram, and your list, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
My list, who perhaps hadn't heard from me for some time, just suddenly got videos in their inbox. And yes, yeah, absolutely. And I just shot them on my phone. Like, I thought I'd have to do some, because of my tech. I've been doing online stuff for a while, but I just was like, how am I going to do it? How will it work in Zoom? And then I'm going to have to do it. Oh, the stuff, but I was just on my phone with a ring light, which I can't use forwards because I get the reflection in my glasses, and so I had that backwards, and made it happen. Well, you helped me make it happen.
Yeah. It's the trick with the ring light. Just put it on the side. It's so hard with glasses. It reflects. But you had, yes, we did use video, and it did work for sure. And, you were so amazing to work with because you just jumped in, right? and you jumped in and you took action and you just went with it. You were the ideal client, but I bet you it wasn't that easy inside your head. So I'm just thinking about, women entrepreneurs who want to use video, right? But they're just a little bit hesitant because, like we've talked about before, sometimes they think their story is not interesting enough, and it is. Sometimes they think the technology is going to be hard, and it's not. The thing I absolutely bang on about all the time is how it's just to make it simple, 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 simple. Like, I work in the film industry and have done so for the last 20 years, and people would be really surprised just how we light things and do things. Sometimes, yes, it's this big lighting setup, but sometimes it's just like a house lamp that's on, particularly in documentary. So I'm all about the simplicity of it. So yes, your story is valuable and part of who you are and part of your brand. Yes, the technology can be easy. What else? Was there anything else for you that you kind of had to overcome?
Just the fear of getting it wrong, and it does take sometimes a few takes, and you've got to redo it, and all the self-doubt that creeps in, and I'm not good enough, and it's too basic, and all of those, it's just they're constant, just going, thank you for coming, thank you, isn't that fascinating how my brain works? And then continuing to think about, if I don't do this, then people aren't going to be able to do the challenge, and they're not going to be able to have a transformation. And some people got a transformation in those 5 days, and then they may not have continued on to work with me, but a lot did. And I'm not going to be able to do that work if I don't speak to more people, and video is going to reach more people. So it's just elevating yourself and your presence and getting out there and just doing it because of the outcome. So I would constantly think about, why am I doing this? Oh, that's right.
To be
I've
of
been talking about it
service.
for a long time.
And to be of
Exactly.
service. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to think, it helps to overcome your fears. Like, no one, is that you're being of service, you're helping somebody else, and you can't do that unless you put yourself out there.
True. And I
Yeah.
think they might not be going to do video themselves. Some of my clients aren't all entrepreneurs, but they can see that I'm doing scary stuff, and that's just being the leader and being the role model. And I think that's the biggest key, is doing it imperfectly, because we're all imperfect, and it gives other people permission to be imperfect too.
Yes. I so agree. Well, I think what I'm also, getting from what you're saying and what we know is that it's about building long-term relationships with people, with our community. It's not really about creating a video and judging how many views you've had and then how many kind of opt-ins you've had. I think it's about a long-term relationship building, in building a community. Like, we know that, someone may not buy our signature program today, but maybe in 6 months' time or maybe in 12 months' time they might. Did you find that with your community? Do you think that kind of happened for you?
Absolutely. Particularly the people you just got to keep showing up, because doing your first lot of video, you always expect that they might have this incredible hit, but it is those long-term relationships. And I know personally that I very rarely buy something straight away the first time I see somebody, but then I might follow them for a while, and they'll be on my hit list, I call it. So, and the people that joined my program, the last one to join that got in just like as the doors close, we met briefly at a Vino Vinyasa, like once a year yoga class I did. And I told her what I did. We spoke at the end for 10 minutes. She followed me. And then one of my posts spoke to her, and she went and looked at all the videos. She didn't even do the challenge. And then I just jumped into her, and we had a conversation, and we jumped on Zoom, which is a video again. And and she's joined the program. Like, it's just, and I said, do you want me to send you some stuff? You could do the challenge, and that was video too. And she said, no, I've been following you for a year. I see all of your stuff. I just had no idea. I had no idea. And she had the confidence then to go, you're actually speaking to me. And, you know, it's the first time she's done anything like it. But based on me just continually showing up, no matter what, made the difference. And I don't say I'm not great at batching content or doing things, you know, I do things at the last minute on the fly, and that's still consistent enough. And you can just be better, right?
You just keep going. You just keep going. You keep taking imperfect action. You learn, you get more confident. The things that work, you do more of. The things that didn't work, you try again. You know, it's curiosity. Yeah, curiosity and learning from them. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that is really, really helpful. Thank you so much. Can you tell us where people can find you on your socials?
Yes. So I am Amanda Ewin, EWIN, and you can friend request me because a lot of my stuff is on my personal page on Facebook. I'm Amanda Ewin on Instagram and LinkedIn, and amandaewin.com is my website. My DMs are open. I love connection. It's actually one of my highest values. And yeah, I'd be more than happy to chat, or just come along and see some more of my videos.
Thanks, Amanda. I can totally recommend you as well. You're amazing to work with. I love what you do. I love your attitude. I love everything about your Flourish program. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. And thank you for reminding me the importance of video and just showing me how easy it can be. It's been a delight.
Good. All right. Thank you. See ya.
Bye.